False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. Hi, I'm Linda Watson-Call. So glad you're joining me in today's episode of Dragonfly Soup. Can you believe it? We're halfway through the year already. Now that things are slowly returning to somewhat of the norm, have you thought about your goals? Yeah, goals. Those wonderful ideas we had in January about improving our lives, changing careers, whatever we thought was important at that time. It may not be quite as important now, so we need to reconsider where we want to go with our life. For me, I'm sitting on a fence because my goals for the rest of the year depend a lot on the upcoming school year. There's nothing I like better than to return to guest teaching, but schools need to be open to do that. I think we all realize there's a chance that the 2021 school year will be more online than in person. Let's hope not, but we have to be realistic. So what are my alternatives? Oh, I suppose I could retire, but I am running for trustee in Rose Township. I'm sure that could occupy my time if I'm elected. I could also continue to do online teaching. I've really enjoyed the Zoom sessions I've been doing with several of my horse-loving students. Or maybe I could return to writing training courses for corporations. This I do know. I need to set up some goals, even if it looks like Plan A, Plan B, and Plan C. I also know that even if it's my goal, it probably involves other people, either physically or virtually. And this is where we get into that slippery slope. Will they help or be detrimental? So let's take my goal of being elected as trustee. I've laid out my campaign plans. I've ordered my signs and they've come in. So I'll talk to people and put up my signs. But what if they don't want my signs on their lawn? How else can I get the word out? I could post on Facebook page and blog some of my concerns and remedies. But I have to be careful about posting on other pages though. Some admins will delete your post if they think it's too political. I'll answer questionnaires from the media, provided of course the media contacts me. Maybe I need to contact them first. I even figured out how many hours a week I should devote to my campaigning. But will it work out? It all depends on the cooperation of other people. So besides winning the election, what other goal could I set? I still have writing lessons that I could give and other work around the farm. And then there is always online teaching. Now your goals and plans may look a lot different. So we'll use mine for this scenario on how things often happen. I am planning on spending 2 hours creating a postcard that I'll send out to all the residents of my township. 10 minutes into writing, the phone rings. I answer it, thinking it'll be a 10 to 15-minute call, and it spills over to an hour and a half. I hang up and I have to decide. Do I say I'll make up the time later because I have other things that also need to be done? Do I discard the other items on my list and complete the writing task? Or do I not do neither? Maybe I'll just get a cup of tea and de-stress. After a week, I see that I'm not even halfway done with all the things I needed to do. I could say, well, I tried my plan to get this done, but life happened. Next week, it'll be different. The great philosopher Plato once said, false words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. Strong words, but they're filled with truth. There are 2 words that we tell ourselves when we don't do or don't really want to do something that we say we're going to do. The first word is plan. Now, some people do plan and carry out their plans. Others, they couch their plans in such a way that they give themselves an excuse for not following through. Now, here's an example. John says, I plan to finish the project this week. I have one day dedicated to meeting with the client for initial feedback. During the next 2 days, I'll incorporate the changes and then send the project to Quality Control Division. When they return it, I'll do any changes they ask for. I'll meet with the client and turn over the completed project. John has a plan with the steps all outlined. And unless there's an issue with the Quality Control Division, John will meet his goal. And just so you know, John's already given Quality Control the heads up so that his project is on their list of what they need to do. He's covered all his bases. Now, George, on the other hand, has a plan that goes like this. I'm planning on setting up a meeting with the client towards the beginning of the week. Once the client confirms the changes, I'll start working on them. Once the changes are done, I'll let Quality Control know, and with any luck, they'll turn it around in a day. I can make the changes, if any, before sending it to the client. Now, who do you think knows how to plan and use the plan without coming up with excuses? And who probably won't reach his goal? Plan. It's easy to say, well, I have a plan, but it kind of fell through. And then comes the excuses. I couldn't meet with the client, Quality Control was overbooked, yeah, the project is running a little late. One of the words that we fall back on with excuses for not completing our goal. The second word is try. Do I really have to explain that one? When we try, any effort, no matter how small, counts. But when we don't accomplish what we set out to do, we sit back and say, well, I tried. When I coach people on achieving goals, I ask them to remove that word, try, from their vocabulary. Don't say, I'll try to complete the project by the end of the week. Say instead, the project will be on your desk by Friday. You are either going to do it or find a way to do it, or it's not going to happen. So look at your goals for the second half of this year. What are you going to accomplish and how will it get done? Let me know, either in an email or a message, the steps you are taking to be sure that you reach your goal, whatever it may be. And while you're at it, be sure to click like for this episode and share it with a friend. You might also want to check out our gift shop where you can purchase items like Dragonfly Soup t-shirt, hoodies, or other gifts. The link is below. Or you can show your support for this program by clicking this link. Any contribution to continue this series is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you next week, right here on Dragonfly Soup. Here's to our transformation and our best year ever.